Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Let's jump right in, because today we're unpacking a really fascinating reality about the modern web. You see, buying cheap WordPress hosting is incredibly easy, but achieving true operational continuity, well, that is an entirely different challenge. We're looking at some great insights from DevPanel today to understand why the real cost of your website isn't actually your hosting bill, but rather the hidden operational failures you might not be fully prepared for. Okay, let's dive into this. Think of your website kind of like an iceberg. Hosting is just that visible tip right at the top. It simply answers the question, where exactly does the site run? That's your infrastructure. But operations, that is the massive hidden foundation that is actually keeping the entire business afloat. Operations answers a much bigger, more complex set of questions. Things like, who keeps it running? Who restores it when it inevitably breaks? Who manages the staging environments? Hosting is just a place, but operations, that's your continuity. Now, look, to be completely fair, cheap hosting definitely has its place. If you're just running a simple personal blog or, a low-risk brochure site, the few bucks a month is perfectly fine. But the conversation completely changes the moment your WordPress site becomes mission critical. When your site transforms into your main marketing engine, your primary lead generation system, or your vital customer portal, you're no longer just hosting files. You are literally running a core part of your business. It's wild how traditional hosting metrics trap so many of us, right? We obsess over that monthly price tag, but honestly, that price doesn't measure your operational risk at all. We constantly chase page speed, but speed alone won't protect your deployments or save you when things go sideways. And sure, basic backups check a box, but they are completely useless if the actual restoration process is untested. These metrics just completely miss the bigger picture. Moving right along, let's look at the hidden operational risks and what happens when you're relying on one fragile workflow. Picture these disaster scenarios, and we've all been there. What happens when your sole developer gets sick, or your go-to freelancer suddenly ghosts you? What if internal IT gets totally overloaded, or you suddenly realize nobody has actually tested those daily backups? When your production site is so fragile that everyone is terrified to even touch it, you don't actually have a hosting problem, you have a severe operational crisis. In this fragile workflow, it creates a massive ripple effect of real-world pain. For internal marketing teams, it means losing your momentum. You're just stuck waiting in IT queues with broken staging environments, delaying your campaigns. For WordPress agencies, it's just as brutal. Your profit margins vanish into thin air, eaten up by emergency support tickets, broken updates, and off-hours panic. Both sides experience immediate pain and a serious financial drain. So the crucial point is this. Serious websites absolutely require what's known as an operational layer. This is a professional continuity model operating behind the website. It's specifically designed to protect your deployment, your ongoing support, and your recovery processes. Serious organizations and platforms like DevPanel, they know that this dedicated layer is non-negotiable for long-term success. Let's actually break down what a professional WordPress operation includes. First, having dedicated dev, staging, and production environments ensures what is safe for testing. Implementing safe deployment workflows gives you predictable releases, so no more Friday afternoon panic. Add in automated backups with tested restores, along with strict access controls, and you drastically reduce your risk. This checklist right here is the exact difference between mere infrastructure and true peace of mind. When you secure that peace of mind by partnering up with someone like DevPanel to handle the heavy lifting, a beautiful, frictionless workflow emerges. Step 1, your developers are freed up to actually focus on building. Step 2, your marketing team keeps moving fast, launching campaigns without hitting roadblocks. And step 3, DevPanel keeps the entire operational layer covered for you. You basically get enterprise-grade stability without having to build an expensive in-house DevOps department. I love this quote because it hits the nail right on the head and summarizes everything we've talked about today. The real cost is not the hosting bill. The real cost is lost confidence. Thinking you're saving money with a dirt cheap hosting bill is just an illusion if it eventually leads to failed deployments, devastating downtime, and massive friction within your organization. Lost speed and lost trust, that costs far more than premium infrastructure. Which leaves us with this final, absolutely critical question for you to ask yourself about your own WordPress setup. Who is actually responsible for keeping your platform operational? If you can't confidently answer that question right now, or if the answer relies on one single overworked person, it might be time to stop shopping for hosting and start looking for a true operational partner. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.